Okay, this next video is going to show you how to allow an admin to create user accounts. At the minute, the only way to create an account is for someone new to create a user account. So what we're going to do is we're going to alter our pages to allow registration to be visible for a admin user. So if I log in as my admin user, at the minute with my system, this is my admin user, everything goes away except log out. I want the register bit to still be on. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to change. So if I go back to my default page and my code for my page load, if a user's logged in, which is this one, so I'm going to I'm currently hiding the register link, so for that I'm going to say if storage indicates that my access level equals admin, it's not equal to admin, I'll do it that way. Oh, it doesn't matter. If I'm equal to an admin, I want my link register to be visible. Okay. Else, normal users, I want to make it invisible. So let's just check that works first. Okay, so we'll run it. So I'm going to log in as my normal user, which is UU. Well, I've got a Dave one, haven't I? But I'll use my UU one. So UU, log in. All I can do is log out. If I log in as my admin user, I've still got registration. So I can click on register. Okay, but what I want to be able to do is create other admin users or create a new normal user. So I'm going to need to change the register page as well. Okay, now I'm going to do this by having a drop down box that only is visible to an admin user. So if I look at my design for my page, what I'm going to do before my registration details button, I'm going to put another blank line. Okay, so I'm going to put br/, that makes a blank line, and I'm going to add from my toolbox the drop down box, so drop down list. Okay, so let me just sync my two. So I've got that drop down list. It's right up against it, so I'm going to put in another br break tag just to put it above the register details, and I had to put a label as well in front of that. So if I get a label and I drop the label just in front of that, change the text of that label, just call it access level. Now at the minute there's nothing in this drop down list, but if I go to my properties for it and look for the items collection, I'm going to click the little ellipse and I'm going to put in here a new list item, and it's going to have text, admin, and value lowercase admin. It allows you to put anything you want in for that. Let's add another one. Go back to my collection, add another one, and this is going to be user, but I want it to be a lowercase value. It's the value that we're going to store in the database. The text is just what's displayed. Okay, so I've got two items in there. Now, at the minute, it's called drop down list, so let's change the name of that. DD access, I'm going to call it. I want to be able to hide and show this, so really what I ought to do is put all this in a div tag. Okay, so I'm just going to put a div tag. It creates the extra one, so I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put that after my drop down list. Okay, and I'm going to give this div a name, an ID, and this is going to be my I'm going to call admin access. Oops. Admin access level. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to say run at server, because if I don't do that, I won't be able to make it visible and invisible. So inside this div, I've got my drop down list, and that's it. So I'm just tidying up my code so it looks a bit nicer. Keep having problems with that. Okay, so I've just got a div with that in. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Right, so what I'm going to do, if the user registering is an admin user, I want them to show that. Now I could put this code here, but when I'm doing this sort of work, I'm going to do it in a different way. I'm going to show it after the page has been generated, not as it's loaded, which is slightly different. And in order to do this, I need to create in the code. So from my registration, if I just right click over it and go view code, in my code I'm going to create an override subroutine. Okay, so let's just bear with me and do this. So I'm just doing this after the page load subroutine of my register.aspx.cs. So I'm going to say protected override void, and its name, and you must spell this exactly the same, on load complete, and there you go, it's found it in the picker. Okay, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the visibility depending on it being an admin. So I'm going to say admin access level, because that's what I called it, dot visible. And now if my storage access level tells me I'm an admin, okay, I'm going to use that directly. So I'm going to say storage dot access level, if it equals admin. So if this is true, that's what I'm going to set the visibility to. If that's false, it'll set the visibility to false. Okay, so I'm going to put an XML comment here, provide access to extra functions, oops, for admin. Alright, so that's part 2 of making this work. So let's just see if that works. So I've got, if I just run this, I should just be a normal user. Okay, oh, in a divvy, the access level is not in the div. So let's check, correct that. So if I right click on my code and say view designer, it'll take me back to the design code. So my label saying access level isn't in here, so I'm going to cut that and put it inside that div. That was a stupid mistake. Okay, run it again. So this time you shouldn't see access level, because that looks a bit odd. Simple mistake. So you just got the normal registration details. Let's go back to default.aspx, which is our home page. Right, I'm going to now log in as my administration user and select register. And you see I now get this combo box that allows me to change the access level. What I've now got to do, so coming out of that, is change the code for the registration so that it picks that up. So if I go back to view code, let's just hide a few of these bits so they're out of the way. Right, this bit was a fixed user. Okay, so what I want to do is pick up whether they're an admin logged in or not. So I can use my same code. So I can say if storage dot access level, so this is just in my registration thing, if that equals admin, then what I want to do, the parameter doesn't want to come from that, it wants to come from the drop down box. So I can say drop down access dot selected value. So So I'm going to set it to that. So it could be a user or it could be an admin. If it isn't an admin that's logged in, then I'm assuming it's a user that's logged in. Okay, so I'm just altering my parameter code. So I'm going to say select specific parameter from drop down if admin registering an account. Okay, so I'm just splitting that up. Got to make sure I still add them in that same order. Alright, otherwise it won't work very well. Right, and the other thing, I'm automatically logging in. This code here automatically logs in a new user. If an admin's just created an account, what we don't want to do is log the admin out. So we're only going to do this if, again, the storage access level says, is equals a user. Being stupid, not equal to an admin. If we're not an admin, then fine, do log me in. So only log in new users. Don't log out the admin. Okay, and this is the last of the registration videos. If you've got different registration details, you might have a load more details. You just need to make sure that you've adapted all these code. You'll have a longer insert query and things like that. Okay, so let's just check that works. I'm going to try and create a new user account as an admin. Right, so I'm going to go back to my default. .aspx. I'm going to log in as an admin. So login, register. So I'm going to create a new user. John is going to be Jono is going to be that. His screen name is going to be John. His password is going to be John. Confirm his password, and he's going to be a user. Okay, so I'm still logged in as my admin account. Just to prove that that's done it, I'll just minimize Internet Explorer and go back to my query. It's got my table open, and I'm going to re-execute that, and you can see there's Jono, status user. Let's create another admin now. So go back to Internet Explorer. So this is a supervisor, password super. So it's the world's worst password for an administrator. I'm leaving the access level this time as an admin. So I'll register my details. Right, I'm going to log out and log in as that supervisor account, and the supervisor can do it. Just to prove it, let's go back, right click over that and say execute SQL, and you can see my super account admin. Okay, so that's allowed me to add extra functionality, and that's what those storage things are all about. The fact that I've got where's my access level one? My access level recorded means I can do extra work around the system. So if I was doing a stock system, I could use the admin accounts to add new stock items and display different things. Okay.